Beeswax Biz podcast, the podcast you didn't know you needed to listen to. Karin and I are going to do a quickie little mini-sode here. I've got Karin with me on the line. Karin, say hi.
Hello, this is Karin.
On the east side, I'm on the west side. We have had an unprecedented amount of time together the month of August, have we not?
We really have, like 3 times seen each other in person.
I know,
Is that
it's
right?
crazy.
That's a lot.
That's right. So we had camping at the very beginning of the month in Mount Baker National Forest, and then we just had the Outlaw Tour Festival concert thing in Spokane, which is what we want to talk about today for a special mini-sode. Isn't that right, Karin?
Yes, that is right. Yes, because the Outlaw Music Festival has been going on. It's been all over the country at different locations. They have different opening acts and different people performing. We went to see them in Spokane. So the first performer, the opener
Whoa. Stop. We have to back up, and I want you to tell the story of how we got these tickets, first of all.
Oh, okay. So many of you may know Mr. Beeswax. we we started dating in February. But I will say that from the very beginning, there was just like a really natural connection, and it was like, oh wow, this is really good. But early on, after we had not known each other that long, we had already talked about the music that we liked, and that we liked the same kind of music. We found out that like 7 years ago, we had been at the same Willie Nelson concert up in Spokane. Like we didn't know each other, of course, but so anyway, he saw Willie Nelson was coming to Spokane in August. So like back in February, he's like, so I just went ahead and bought these tickets for us, and also for Michelle to come with us, because he had listened to the podcast. Like he's like a podcast listener. Like he has many podcasts he listens to. It's just part of his routine. So now he listens to Beeswax podcast, but he loved the podcast. He's like, you and Michelle are a dynamic duo. I just figured I would want to spend time with both of you. It would be like being a part of the podcast.
He's right. He's so right. That poor guy.
So anyway, however many months ago, he bought these 3 tickets for us 3, and then on August, whatever day that was, August 9th, we all went to the concert and had a blast.
Yeah, and Bill, Mr. Beeswax, he has just come in like one of us. I text him like he's my own friend. Like we text each other. And we'll go back to like the traffic and all the getting there, but like Karin and I are standing in line at the merchandise department, and I look at Karin and I go, I'm thinking about this. What would have happened if Bill hated my fucking guts? Like, I understand that you and Bill would date, and then like, what am I like? What I'm gonna sit separately at the concert because everybody hates each other? And it just didn't. It just is too perfect. Like it's just like I don't know how to explain it, but I don't feel like a weird third wheel. Which is nice because that's what I am. But it was just I stayed.
No, you're not.
You know what? I stayed at Bill's house. Just like big deal. It was just it's very comfortable. It's lovely. The concert was amazing. We had awesome seats. It was nice for me for once not to worry about the tickets, the parking, the driving. I sat in the back seat like a princess. It's awesome.
Yes, it turned out great. I think you and Bill bonded after he was our guest on the podcast, and you guys like commiserated about the worst play in NFL history. Now you're going to start rocking.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Never mind. Forget I said that. Forget
Yes,
I said that.
we bonded about football, about teaching, about his mom being a frickin' chance like it. Anyway, but yes, we had a great time. Karen and I both ran into traffic. I was an hour late. I left earlier than Waze, my app said to, and I still got stuck on the pass. There was a horrible accident that the little camper just looked like a pile of matchsticks. It was really awful.
Oh,
And then
that is.
I'm on fumes. I didn't want to stop to get gas, but then I thought I need to, but the exit was closed. And right as I realized it, Karen messages me, Bill smoked some cheese, and so I'm just in the living room eating smoked cheese, waiting for you. And I thought, that's nice. I'm on fumes. I'm an hour late. I'm sweating like a whore in church. Enjoy your fucking cheese. That's another thing about Bill. He smokes cheese. How could you find a better boyfriend that somebody that like delves in cheese? Like what? I don't. Ah.
That was funny. You were like, how nice for you. And then you were like,
yeah.
Also nobody get in the way of me and the bathroom. Like, okay, duly noted.
Yeah, I had to pee bad, but yeah. So Karen, tell them the lineup.
Oh, okay. So the opener for the Spokane performance was Brittany Spencer, and we did not see her just because of the delay. I mean, I got a late start too, and then at a certain point, like on around the Spokane on the freeway, it was like stop and go and took forever. So it just wasn't in the cards, and that's okay. But we did get there to see John Mellencamp. He played first, and he was really good. He was really good. He had like a few cool comments, about like life is short, go do go do the things you want to do. What did you notice about him, Michelle?
Well, I want to go back to the merchandise line real quick because we're in the line and it's really hot, and a few things happened. There's a man in front of us that had on my shirt that says tattooed low life on it, and he had the same shirt on. Comment 1. Comment 2. There's a bee flying around this woman, and Karen goes, there's a bee on you. I just want you to know you have a bee or whatever. That woman kept talking to Karen, it felt like for 6.5 hours, and I could not wait until we got up to the point of the line where the lady's like swinging the flag around. But then Karen and I got separated, and then at the end of the line where we had made our purchases, that's where Karen and I meet up and are wearing the same hat, the same Willie Nelson hat. Unknown that we were picking the same, because there were several trucker hats. Karen and I are both trucker hat girls, and we just picked the same one, the one with the Texas on it. And so I thought that was funny. But anyway, back to John Mellencamp. Yeah, he played.
Oh, wait, but I want to go back to the merch line also, just because the guy with your same shirt on, I was like, oh, look, and then he looks over and I was like, oh, cool. And then that guy said, I also had, because he had like arm sleeves or whatever, and he's like, I also have a shirt that says tattoos are stupid. And then Michelle says, me too. Like, great minds. But then also the lady with the bee, like the bee was on her shirt, and I just wanted to let her know so she didn't just like, put her hand down. And then she said that she is allergic, and she has her little pouch of medicine, but she left it like with her husband had it at their seat. So I was like, oh my God, that could have been really bad.
Yeah, she said a lot of things, okay? We know about her. She did
say a lot of things.
Yeah, she said a lot, okay? But that's at the point where I stopped listening. Like, I can't know any. Say less, please. I can't hear more about your grandkids or the 911 call when you. Please stop. Just stop. We're in line for Willie merchandise. This is not the time.
Well, and then as far as like buying that same hat, there was a long line of like vendors, like
Yep.
people selling the merch. So like wherever I was, I could not see where Michelle was down the table.
No.
So anyway, yeah, the whole hat thing was like, oh, that's cool. Nice hat.
I will say that we have been to a lot of festivals, a lot of concerts, and the way, and of course Willie Nelson and these people have been touring, and it was a well-oiled machine. At Elton John, it was a shit show, and it took forever, but they had probably maybe 15 workers, and when the next one was ready, they flipped a flag, and it was moving and
Yes.
grooving, and that I do say, for all the concerts I've been to, this was probably the fastest moving merch line I've ever been in. And I've been to a few.
Yeah, it was good. And
Mhm.
when we got close to our turn, the lady behind me was telling me she liked how I smelled. So we were talking about my body spray that my body spray that I got at the dollar store. And I don't even know why I bought it because I usually do not buy, but I don't know, it just looked really good. And then I really liked it. I was like, gosh, this is a really nice smell. So we're talking about that. But sure enough, the guy behind her was like, um, there's somebody, there's the flag, go, get the line moving. And I was like, geez, sorry. But
Yeah.
because he was like all mad that I got distracted and was talking to this lady about the body spray from the dollar store. But I was like, thank you. And then I went and bought my stuff.
There's always someone to tell you what to do if you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Thank
Yes.
goodness.
Thank God. I mean, because otherwise we would have stood there we'd still be standing there not knowing what to do. But anyway, yes, John Mellencamp was fabulous. He played every song that I wanted him to. I recorded some clip, Little Pink Houses, Jack and Diane.
Oh
And
yeah.
I actually, yeah, it was everything and more that I would have wanted. And I want to say that in college, and we all have these stories about mishearing lyrics, but my friend Katie McLaughlin, she has a different Katie. I don't know her last name now. Anyway, she lived on the same floor. We went to high school. I love her. Beautiful. She was singing. Hold on. So the lyric is "Hold on to 16 as long as you can," and she was screaming out, "Hold on to the 60s as long as you can." And I go,
That
"What?"
works too.
It does, but I'm like, what the hell are you saying? And she goes, "What?" I said, "It's not hold on to the 60s as long as you can. It's hold on to 16 as long as you can." She's like, "Oh, yeah, okay." But yeah, John Mellencamp was awesome, and they moved it along, right? Like usually it takes forever between sets, but it wasn't like that. We took some selfies in between, and then it was like Bob Dylan was right there.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, then Bob Dylan, I mean, he is a like a iconic musician.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying go get dinner during Bob Dylan. We're sorry you had to suffer through Bob Dylan. It's my third time seeing him, and I do love him, but you can't understand a goddamn thing he says live.
Well, it's true. And I was wait, he played a couple of songs that were like the big hits, like Everybody
Mm-hmm.
Go Get Stoned or something. But
Everybody must get stoned. Everybody must get stoned. Yes, that's one.
well, but then I wasn't like recognizing any other songs, and
Mm-mm.
I was like, so I said to Bill, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom while there's not a line, so I don't have to go during Willie. And also, I can't understand what he's saying. And Bill's like, nobody can.
Just the act of being in the same presence of him.
Yes.
I think it's hard when you're a musician because you go to these things and people want to hear the hits, and you might have some new stuff you want to try out. We're not there for the new stuff, okay? We want to hear Everybody Must Get Stoned and the goods. And I was even talking through it. I wasn't paying attention because I couldn't hear, and people were
Yeah.
distracted and fucking around and stuff. And so, very glad I got to see him. I love him, but
Yeah. I am too. I am glad I got to see him, like, and hear him in like real see him in real life. It's a different experience. Live music is just like magic.
It is. And I think that was the opportunity we took to go walk around a little bit more. And we went there in a separate vendor part was all of Willie's reserve. And we got our picture taken in front of his reserve other items. And that was really cool. And
Yep.
he had all of his stuff there, which was really, really cool.
I mean, he didn't have the actual reserve stuff. He just had like merch, like
yeah,
t-shirts
yes.
and stuff.
Yeah. The accessories that go with the reserve. And if I may say, his reserve is quite lovely. And there's one store around here that I can get his reserve. But yeah, that's another story. But yeah, so then we went back and then Willie,
You know what? You know what?
What?
It's almost like he knows a lot about the reserve.
He does know a lot about it, and he's got that song, when I die, just roll me up and smoke me, and if I die when I'm high, I'll be in heaven. So much stuff about
Closer
Willie
to heaven.
that
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I get it.
anyway.
I get it. Yeah, and so Karin, you've got a fun fact about how Willie opens every show. What is it?
Oh yeah, it's Whiskey River.
Yep.
And I've
love.
Yeah. And that was the third time I've seen him. And yeah, it's like he just, comes out playing. I mean, that's it. And anyway, so he did that again and it was so awesome and so cool.
Yeah. And
he's just, oh God.
Tell them what you told me about when he was here playing in Seattle and the difference that we felt.
Oh,
do you remember? Yeah.
When I saw him in Spokane 7 years ago.
You told me that when he was here, he was very quiet, and the crowd got silent so they could hear him, and we both felt like he was very strong this time, I guess, because his health had been so up and down. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think also, like, when I saw him 7 years ago, he was, like, standing up singing every song.
Mhm.
And now it's like he was sitting down, and to his left was his son, Micah, sitting down, and to his right was his son, Lucas, sitting down, and he was kind of sharing the singing. Like, he didn't sing every single song, but he sang plenty of songs, and he talked and would like introduce and say, well, we decided we were watching too much TV, so Micah wrote a song about it. And so I feel like the performance was so awesome, and his voice was strong, and I just love him.
Yeah, I do too. And I had no idea until, and this is coming up soon, we're going to review his 4-part documentary, the Willie Nelson and Family, but I didn't know anything about his sons. But damn it, Lucas, that young man, gentleman, sounds exactly like his dad. I mean, if you blindfolded me, I don't know that I'd tell the difference. And then say what you said, Karin, about when he's singing with his dad, he sounds like him, but when he's on his own, it's not so much like he's.
Yeah, I feel, because I've heard him. Well, okay, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, when Willie wasn't performing because he was not feeling well, and Lucas took his place. I think that in that like role, he was singing the songs like his dad, and it was like, oh my God. But I think, he has his own band. He's like Lucas Nelson and the something, I can't remember. But then I think, he's kind of doing his own thing with the songs. But when he's singing like Willie Nelson songs, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's
just
incredible.
The same.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
it was incredible.
It was. And I thought it was cool, Michelle, because you, after like he announced Lucas, like Lucas sang and Micah sang, and so you looked up Lucas and you showed me his picture and you're like, he's totally hot.
For a dude, yeah, he is. He's a hottie boom body for a dude. I mean, but then you look up Micah, and Micah has such a different look. He's got like a punk look. like a lot of
Yeah,
gel
like
in his hair, a lot of product in his hair, and you know damn good well Willie Nelson ain't never had no product up in his braids, right? Like no. And Lucas, his hair reminds me of the Avett Brothers. It's so long and flowing and smooth, but no gel. You know, no gel.
yeah, I'm thinking not gel.
Yeah.
Did you have like a favorite part of the Willie Nelson performance?
I don't know that I have a favorite because the whole experience for me is like a whole. And just being, I always think about like I was in the same arena as Willie Nelson. Like when he was walking in and
Yes.
out, I might have walked on the same sidewalk as Willie Nelson and John Mellencamp and Bob Dylan. Like, you know, like I have that thing when we're driving. Karin, do you think there's a spot on that mountain where no feet have touched? That's what I was doing. Like I could have been in the same gender neutral bathroom as Willie Nelson. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. It's possible, but I don't know that I have a favorite. I definitely loved when Bob Dylan started out. Everybody must get stoned, and then
Yeah.
you know that knowledge that every time you see Willie Nelson, he kicks it off with Whiskey River. I love that, and so also Little Pink Houses. I love that song.
Yep.
There's just so many. What's your favorite takeaway?
Oh, I I guess my favorite thing about Willie is just that he's so natural on stage. Like it's like he is completely at home. He's not acting.
No,
He's just there. There he is. He's talking, he's singing. Um he's, sharing the spotlight, and oh God, it just almost gives me chills.
it does, and you know, we're going to talk about it a lot more, and I feel like he and Dolly Parton have a lot of similarities, not to bring it back all to Dolly, but like talk about two different stage presences, right? Like he might have been wearing that same pair of jeans the whole tour. Dolly's got 6 wig changes in the first song and rhinestoned out you know, and he's probably wearing the same t-shirt he's worn the whole weekend with a pair of Levi's and but you know, but Dolly, she's all glitz and yeah, it's just their paths we'll talk about, you know, in the documentary episode were very similar and their stories very similar, their songwriting very similar, but damn, their stage presence so different, very comfortable on the stage, but like you said, Willie walks out there like he was just sitting on the can and just starts playing so natural.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like like and his comments between the songs. It doesn't sound like he rehearsed them. It's just
Oh
like
no.
here's what I'm saying tonight. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know. And the one song that he said, "Oh, Micah wrote a song about when we were watching too much TV," and so when he was a cute song, but part like the chorus was like, "Everything is bullshit, bullshit," and Willie is like singing the background part, and going,
Yeah.
"Bullshit." It's really cute, but
Yeah.
you could hear it was Willie's voice singing,
Yeah.
"Bullshit."
It was really, really cute. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you know, John Mellencamp was the same. He was talking in between the songs, and then fucking Bob Dylan comes on, and I already knew he doesn't say a word. He doesn't say hi. He comes out, sings his songs, and then walks out. It's not like, "Hi, I'm Bob Dylan. I'm old. I'm tired. Hi, Spokane. This is Everybody Must Get Stoned." I don't know what his fucking problem is, but like, I guess when you're Bob Dylan, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But then here comes, you know, I'm glad they sandwiched him in between because you've got a fabulous stage presence and interaction, and then Bob Dylan, no interaction, and then Willie to close the show, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was that. Well, yeah. I'm glad I got to see Bob Dylan. I mean, I wasn't like blown away or anything, but it was cool.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's kind of what we wanted to say. We definitely wanted to thank Mr. Beeswax again for trusting that we would get along, and it's so great that he has the same musical taste that we do. You know, that's fabulous.
Yeah,
Um,
it really
definitely
is.
helps. Yeah. Any
Okay.
lasting thoughts on the concert?
No, I just think live music is amazing.
It is. I will say the venue was awesome. It was hard on my butt and my back because it was like stadium seating, but the seats were. I love it when we are up above and not on the floor because I can't see over big heads. And the sun started going down. Like it was really hot when we were standing in line for merch, and the sun was just like beating down. But then the sun started slowly going down. It wasn't too cold. It wasn't too hot. It was a beautiful. It was a perfect night. Perfect everything.
It really was.
Yeah.
Not too cold, not too hot. And we were like, I loved our seats because we
Oh,
were up above the floor, but we were in the first row. Like we were
yep.
right there. Like there were no heads in front of us, no big
Nope.
heads.
Nope. And we were right by the
Yes.
aisle, so we could go potty anytime. I mean, it was perfect. It was perfect. Yeah.
God, it really was. That was so great.
Yeah, Mr.
Okay.
Beeswax for
Well,
the win.
I think, yeah, thank you, Mr. Beeswax. I think this has been a really good minisode.
Yeah, me too. It was good. Yeah, if we could just figure out where to get it and where to put it, we'll be good to go.
We keep
so thank
learning.
you all.
We keep learning.
Yeah, we do. We're learning in public. That's the
Yeah.
best part.
Yeah,
Thank you all
great.
for listening. Thank you all for continuing to join us on our journey, and we'll be back soon with more content for you all. Thank you so much. Karin, anything else for the good of the order?
Peace out.
Cub Scout. See you soon.